What is up, and welcome to SGPN's The Daily Dog. I'm your host, Britton Hess. I'm here with the Underdog Fantasy Pick and Plays for Thursday, December 19th, 2024. If you're new to Underdog Fantasy, sign up with promo code DailyDog. That's DAILYDOG at UnderdogFantasy.com or on the Underdog Fantasy app. Again, that's promo code DailyDog, DAILYDOG at UnderdogFantasy.com or on the Underdog Fantasy app. 50% deposit match. That gives you a 50% deposit match bonus worth up to $1,000. Best promo code out there. Friends don't like friends. Sign up with worse promo codes. So use promo code DailyDog if you are new to Underdog Fantasy. Obviously, Underdog Fantasy lets you play daily fantasy and daily fantasy drafts. You can play best ball leagues season long in every sport. And you can also do pick 'em slips like we're doing here. We've got a ton of slips to get to today. And we can celebrate a little bit because we hit 2 slips yesterday, had a profitable day. Getting back on track with these 2-leggers. So let's get another 2-leg projection pack going. We're going to start with Thursday Night Football, then I'll recap what we already put in for Thursday Night Football on Tuesday and Wednesday. But we're going to start out with some low targets here. We're going to start with Kimani, Vidal, higher than 1.5 receptions. He is the number 2 running back for the Chargers right now. He had more than 2 receptions last week. I think that they're going to have to get creative in the passing game. I think Kimani Vidal gives them a little bit of juice out of the backfield compared to Gus Edwards. I know Gus Edwards, has a role. He's a short yardage guy. He's a power guy, but man, Kimani Vidal out of the backfield, 2 catches, all we need. I like that one. I think we can catch this one in the first half of the game. Next, we're going to Marvin Mims on the Broncos side of things, higher than 2.5 receptions. Simply put, Marvin Mims has been trending up for this team in the last, I think he had 5 catches last week. So yeah, he is heading in the right direction, to say the least. And again, it's not that, I don't expect him to have 5, 10, 15 catches or something in this game, but it's just the way that things have been trending for Marvin Mims, you can have a little bit of confidence. So for example, he had 4 targets and 4 catches last week. He had 4 targets, 3 catches the week before, 5 targets, 3 catches the week before. He's gone over this in 3 straight games. I don't know why this game will be any different. And by the way, Bo Nix didn't exactly have a great passing game last week against the Colts, but somehow Marvin Mims got it done. So give me the second-year man out of Oklahoma, Marvin Mims Jr. This is a 3.1x multiplier, so you got a little bit of X factor on that one. Let's go to another Thursday Night Football pack of projections. We're going to go with Quintin Johnston, higher than half of a rushing plus receiving touchdown. Quintin Johnston, obviously a big play guy. No matter where you are on the field, this guy can find a way to. He's a guy who can find a way to get to the end zone. But also, just the amount of touchdowns he has compared to the amount of receptions he has is kind of crazy. So on the year, Quintin Johnston has 34 receptions and 8 touchdowns. I mean, once every 5 catches, basically, he is getting once every 4.5 catches, he's getting a touchdown there. So I like his chances of getting one in this one versus the Broncos. I also like Javonte Williams, higher than half of a rushing plus receiving touchdown on the Broncos side of things. Jaleel McLaughlin's out of here, so there goes a little bit more of that vulture threat. So really like Williams, higher than half a rushing plus receiving touchdown in this situation. Hopefully Audric Estime doesn't snake a TD from him. But this is a nice, juicy 6.33x multiplier that I give it a really high chance of hitting. All right, let's go review what we put in yesterday. We put in Joshua Palmer, higher than 33.5 receiving yards. Now it's 30.5. We put on DeVaughn Vele, higher than 30.5 receiving yards. Now it's at 29.5. This doesn't really make sense because, especially the Joshua Palmer side of things, because Justin Herbert's passing yards number is creeping up. I don't know why Palmer's would be creeping down because, spoiler alert, Quintin Johnston's is also creeping down. So Lad McConkey's is about the same. Are they really feeling Stone Start or Kamari Vidal is going to be taking those yards? I'm not really sure. So I still think this is even better. I think Joshua Palmer higher than 30.5 receptions. Definitely, he's got a role in this offense. They're going to have to pass a lot. So take it where you can get it. And then the other one, DeVaughn Vele, higher than 30.5 receiving yards. Now it's 29.5. Maybe you think that this one's contradicting our Marvin Mims one, but I don't really think it is. Again, I think the Broncos are going to pass plenty in this game too. I like that. I like Bo Nix passing yards over. So there's plenty to go around for DeVaughn Vele. That was a 3x multiplier, still 3x multiplier, but with better numbers. The other one we gave out yesterday was Courtland Sutton, higher than 63.5 receiving yards. Now it's at 62.5. Okay. And Quintin Johnston, 40.5 receiving yards, now is down to 38.5. Again, both of those are very playable at their current numbers. Still 3x multiplier. No need to freak out. I think that you just take the lower hanging fruit if you didn't put these slips in earlier. Next one, we are going to go with the Tuesday slips. The first slip I put in on Tuesday, Bo Nix higher than 222.5 passing yards. That went up to 223.5. Now it's at 220.5. We'll see where this thing is when kickoff goes, because it doesn't really make sense that this one's going down a little bit. I think that, again, the secondary for the Chargers is not all that great. I really like his chance of getting there. And then I also like Quintin Johnston higher than 3.5 receptions. So I'm hitting the triple crown with Quintin Johnston with yards, receptions, and a touchdown with 3 different slips. That was a 2.7x multiplier when I gave it out. Now it's a 3x. So we missed the boat on that one. But again, I get CLV on basically every slip every day, probably at least 75% of my slips. And I give out a ton, as you know. So when it goes against me here, I'm not too worried about it. Maybe that's a good omen, because I don't win 75% of my slips. If I did, I would be retiring from Underdog. All right. The Tuesday slip number 2 with Courtland Sutton touchdown and Ladd McConkey touchdown. That was a 5.39x multiplier when I gave it out, and now it is up to 5.23x, or down to 5.23x. So we did get a little CLV there. Hopefully both those guys get in the end zone. I mean, basically we're cheering for touchdowns from Javonte Williams, Quintin Johnston, Ladd McConkey, and Courtland Sutton. All big names, all really achievable. But yeah, that's it. 6 slips, 6 2-leg packs of picks for Thursday Night Football. Let's move on to the NBA. Let's give out NBA picks and projections here. We're going to go with LaMelo Ball higher than 3.5 3-pointers made. I don't know why I'm addicted to his 3-pointer number. It's because when he goes over, he smashes it, and it makes it look easy. He's a guy that literally can get higher than 3.5 3-pointers in a half. I hope he does it here for us. Then I also took CJ McCollum higher than 20.5 points in this matchup against the Rockets. McCollum's averaging 21.5 or 21.1 points per game, but obviously that goes up since his other quote unquote stars on this New Orleans team are not active; they're injured. So he has to carry a lot of that offensive load. Give me CJ McCollum higher than 20.5 points, and that is a 3x multiplier. Next one, we're going to go to Ja Morant higher than 22.5 points. Ja Morant is obviously a high scorer. He's averaging over 22 points per game, and he is getting the Warriors and OG Steph Curry in the house. I think that's going to motivate Ja to put on a show at home in front of that Grizzlies crowd. Grizzlies are low key pretty good. I really like them to. I really like his ability or his chances of getting over this number higher than 22.5 points in this game. Last one, closing that out with Nikola Jokic higher than 12.5 rebounds. He's only averaging 13.3 per game. But against this Trailblazers team, I think he's going to be able to eat inside. We just got to worry about blowout potential. But the thing is, there's no depth on the Nuggets for real. I know they got some guys back from injury, but still, Jokic is going to play a ton of minutes. So I like Jokic higher than 12.5 rebounds here. That's a 3x multiplier. All right, let's get on to the ice. The ice, we had a slip yesterday as well as our college basketball slip, but no college basketball today. The games just aren't really appealing to me. But NHL, our NHL picks and projections start with Anze Kopitar of the Kings higher than 0.5 assists at the Flyers. Flyers are playing in a back-to-back. Kopitar has 27 assists on the year. Obviously, he is a stud of all studs. Give me Kopitar higher than half an assist, and we're going to pair him with Jack Eichel of the Golden Knights as they host the Canucks on a back-to-back, higher than 0.5 assists. That's a 2.79x multiplier. Nothing too crazy, nothing to get wild with, but, I like both these guys. I like their potential. They're both assist leaders on their teams. It doesn't hurt, and I think they're in advantageous positions to get some goals on the board, so that helps a lot. NHL number 2, we're going Leon Draisaitl higher than 0.5 goals. Draisaitl, low-key goal getter. I don't know why he's always got, it's kind of crazy. He's got 23 goals, 24 assists on the year, so obviously he's a great point getter. But the amount of his goals he gets is actually much, it's still underrated, I think, by the multipliers they give you on Underdog. So throw Leon Draisaitl in there is higher than 0.5 goals. Then we're going Nathan McKinnon, Avs at the Sharks. I like the Sharks, not in this matchup. I like Nathan McKinnon higher than 1.5 points. This is a 3.36x multiplier. All right, last slip, the lotto, the long shot. Man, we were pretty close on this yesterday. Actually, closer than I thought we would be. The hockey legs came through at the very end. But today we're going with the 5-legger. We're going to go with Justin Herbert higher than 0.5 interceptions. I know Herbert only has 2 interceptions on the year, but he had a second one last week. That was, let's just say that's breaking the dam a little bit. I believe that their Chargers are going to be forced to throw a lot here. I know he's injured. There's going to be an opportunity. I think he's going to throw a pick in this game. I would not mind playing that in a straight or on a shorter slip as well. Then I'm going to go with Chris Paul higher than 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I don't know what my Chris Paul problem is, but I really do like this opportunity against the Spurs, or with the Spurs hosting the Hawks, to run it up in the assist and points department. And he low-key gets a lot more rebounds than you'd expect most, nearly 40-year-old guard. So give me Chris Paul higher than 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Next one, we're going to go Jalen White higher than 0.5 rushing yards for Georgia Southern in their bowl game. And then we're going to go Jack Hughes of the Devils higher than 0.5 goals, and Sidney Crosby higher than 0.5 goals. This is a 32.21x multiplier straight slip. Or if you want to get crazy and go with a flex, it's 16.1x if it goes undefeated, and it is 4.68x if you miss one leg. All right, the dog has made it to the Daily Dog. That's my cue to go. Good luck on your picks today, and let's make some money.